Former Skid Row singer Sebastian Bach has said that he has never listened to any of the Skid Row albums with replacement singers. Is that real or is that bullshit? My friend Patrick and I are going to be talking about that next on the Hair Metal Guru.
The Hair Metal Guru, from Warren to Crew. The Hair Metal Guru, never forget Charlie too.
Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. And yes, Sebastian Bach is in the fucking news again. And I found this, what was it, on Brave Words and Bloody Knuckles, or was it on Blabbermouth?
I think it was on Blabbermouth.
Maybe it's on Blab. I'm sure other places have shared the story, but Sebastian's in an interview, and who gave the interview again?
Neil
Turbin?
Neil Turbin from Anthrax.
Who was in Anthrax? Who the fuck is he interviewing for?
Yeah. Can't tell. Couldn't tell you.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so Neil Turbin, apparently from Anthrax, is apparently doing interviews and shit. So, but he asked Sebastian what he thought about the other singers.
I would need to hear them sing, and I've never listened to any of them ever.
Okay.
Patrick, are you buying that Sebastian Bach has never listened to any of the shit that Skid Row has put out that he has not sang on?
So, no, I don't buy it. I'm sure he has. I don't know how he couldn't. You know, I made a post on X when this story came out, and I said I thought it was pretty bullshit of Neil Turbin to ask him this question, because at this point, if you don't think that question's not going to get you a headline or piss off Sebastian Bach, then you're a fucking idiot. Because there's one topic that will always piss off Sebastian, and it's this. Yeah. So I know I'd be shocked if he's not one of the first people to go on YouTube and listen to new Skid Row. You know,
of course. And do I believe that Sebastian has never listened to this Skid Row stuff without him? Fuck no. I mean, it's like if you've ever been dumped and your girlfriend gets a new boyfriend. It's like have you never gone to that person's Facebook page or social media and tried to find, and I'm saying, like, if you obviously still have feelings for this person, have you never checked out to see who they are? I think everybody is interested in the competition. Hey, Skid Row's got a new singer. How is he compared to who I am? So there's no fucking way that
right.
he's never checked out any of this shit. And especially I think with the newest one here, they got this young buck, Eric Grunwald, and let's face it, Sebastian Bach's getting older, and it is harder, and understandably so, it is harder to go out and play these old Skid Row songs and be able to do them at a level that you used to do. That's natural. So when they get this young new stud, I mean, look at it like a sports team. You're the starting, forward for the basketball team. And in this year's draft, they draft some young new hotshot. Are you telling me you're not going to go watch film and see what this kid can do that you can't? I don't know. Exactly. I don't buy it one bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you got fired from your job or you leave your job and you hear who got your job, you're not going to ask somebody who still works there, oh, how's so-and-so doing with the new job? I don't buy it for a minute. And like I said at the top, though, it's kind of bullshit of Neil Turbin to ask the question in the first place. And, at least Sebastian didn't blow him up like he normally would. He just kind of gave the PC answer. But I don't buy it for a minute. And Sebastian, just be honest about it, man. Just go, yeah, I heard Johnny Solinger wasn't impressed. Sebastian's so vain of himself that I'm sure he maybe doesn't listen to the new music, but he probably goes on to see how they sound singing his songs.
Sure.
That's that I tend to believe probably is more. So for him to say, I'd have to hear them sing.
Totally. Yeah. Are you telling me he never went and listened to Johnny Solinger cover Youth Gone Wild or
Right.
Eric Gronwall sing 18 in Life? There's no way. And I get what you said about Neil Turbin. Let's be honest. Um, a lot of content creators, and I probably fucking do this, like you do whatever you can to draw people to want
Right.
to look at your stuff. It's competitive out there. There's a million fucking YouTube channels and a million, with the internet. So I get it. When I do interviews, do I hope that the rock star will open up about something that is would be like kind of shocking or say something kind of shocking? Yes. I just interviewed Mick Sueda from Bullet Boys last night, and that interview will be coming out, in the next couple weeks. And I'll be honest, I was thrilled as shit that he talked about Mark Turenne. I mean, like I was hoping that he would, and he did because that's what people want to hear. People do want to hear Sebastian Bach talk about Skid Row. People probably want to hear Sebastian Bach shit on Skid Row, and either way, because that's what's going to drive people to the content.
It's all about clicks.
And I'll just say this, Sebastian. Here's my little advice, and even if you don't, oh fuck, I just noticed your background. That's kick ass.
It's my friend
Even if
Sebastian.
even if you don't mean it, you know what would make Sebastian look really good is if he said, you know what? Uh, I saw they got that Eric Gronwall, you know, sure, I went and looked because I wanted to see how he looked singing some of my songs. He did a really good job. That guy
Oh, for
is
sure.
talented. Do you know how much goodwill that would create for Sebastian Bach?
A
Does he
lot.
want to say, he might not want to say that. He might, in his head, be hoping that people are going, he sucks. Sebastian's the only one who can sing that. That might be what you're hoping. But just to be honest, and I'll go back to the sports metaphor. Like you're the old 37-year-old quarterback and the team drafts the new quarterback. When the media asks what you think after the first couple weeks of training camp, what you're supposed to say is, hey, this kid's really talented. He's got a great future. I'm rooting for him. I'm going to help him out. In your head, you might be thinking, I hope he sucks because I want to stay the starting quarterback. I want everyone to love me, right? But and yes, I'm maybe I'm being hypocritical because I want everyone to be honest, but I'm just if I was gonna give advice to Sebastian, I'm just telling you that would create a lot of goodwill for Sebastian. And if he does, I mean, I think that the chances are over, but if there was a chance for Skid Row to get back together, those are the kinds of comments that might make people think, hey, you know what? Maybe he's calmed down and he's a different cat than he was in the past.
The only chance and the only path for a Skid Row reunion with Sebastian Bach is what you just said, goodwill, because it's not been there for over 30 years. And Sebastian has a good heart. I will say that. I've witnessed it. I've been there. He had a good heart directly to me.
Yes.
He stopped a meet and greet because of something I was talking to him about and told everybody it was going to be a few minutes because he needed to talk to me.
Wow.
And I was very moved. Sebastian has a good heart and his heart is in the right place. His mouth continues to dig holes deeper. And the only thing that Sebastian can do to get back what he wants, which is obviously he wants to be back in Skid Row, is to do exactly what you just said, goodwill, wish the band success, always have the olive branch out there, which he's done. He had the olive branch on his tour for anybody to come play with him, and he's got Rob in his corner. But I'm with you, Guru. I just don't see a path for it to happen, though.
There was a period in the last year where he said some really good things. He's like, you know what? I need to reach out to these guys and I need to take ownership. I'm paraphrasing
Yes.
of some of the things that I've done and make sure that those guys know, what the band means to me and all this stuff. And you're like, there you go. You're not, Rome wasn't built in a day, but enough things like that over an extended period of time. Um, I'm an alcoholic. I have addiction in my family. When somebody says, "Oh, I'm gonna fix everything and I'm gonna do everything right and you're gonna see," you know what we always say is, "Okay, that's great, but I'm gonna need a year of seeing you do that change
Right.
before you're going to get me to trust you again after all the things that maybe you've done in the past." And that's probably what people felt about me too. So Sebastian says all these great things, and like 2 weeks later he's on stage shitting on Skid Row. And they're sitting there going, I fucking knew it. I
Right.
fucking knew it. You can't believe, and no matter what good he says, he'll come back and ruin it somehow.
Right. I agree. I agree. And he's his own worst enemy, you know. And if it's not him shitting on the band directly, it's him shitting on a fan in the front row who's wearing a current Skid Row shirt, or an album cover for Thick Skin or something like that, and he's calling them out for it and
Right.
saying which singer are they on, the 15th or the 16th, and
Right.
you want something so bad, but you're not willing to wait a long time for it. And
Yep.
my personal opinion is those times are gone.
Yep.
If he was coming back, he'd be back by now, but you know, it's too
If
bad.
if it didn't happen now after Eric Gronwall left, it would have been the perfect opportunity because now Skid Row's stuck looking for a guy. So you're right. But let's say Sebastian is holding out a inkling of a hope. Sebastian, you need to give us probably a fucking year, maybe even longer, of you being nothing but kind and people might say, well, that's not the youth gone wild. That's not what he is. Well, if he's gonna stay that way, then he can just say goodbye to any chance of it ever happening. If it was gonna happen, it's like an addict. Give them a year to show that they have changed and that they can be a person that you actually wouldn't mind hanging out with. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's the only chance.
Yeah. That being said, I thought his last solo record was fucking rad.
It was really good. It's really good. I can't believe I remember I got it. I kept saying I was going to do a review of it. I still should because it's a really fucking good record.
Yeah, it
And
really
and
is.
and if he's capable of doing that, and you know what Snake and Rachel are capable of, you know, and shit, if they, I know, if they did get together, you might come up with something fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, so Sebastian, do what you need to do. You know, right the wrongs of the past and attempt to mend those fences that have been knocked down. So, and we kind of got, we kind of got off on a rant, but that's okay. So, yes, I don't buy it at all, even if, sure, he probably doesn't sit and listen to the albums, but you're exactly right. He's definitely gone and checked them out live to see what they're capable of. And I'm sure he's watched some of the videos and heard some of the songs just to see what the competition is like. Sebastian, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, that guy's a good singer. I don't think he's perfect for that band. I think I'm perfect for that band because of what we created together. But no doubt Eric Gronwall or no doubt that whoever was singing in my place is a talented person. That's goodwill, and that's what you need. All right. With that, we're going to try to do more of these, up to date news, responding to shit that's going on because we care about your emotional well-being and your needs. And obviously, you need to know about Skid Row shit when it happens. So you heard it here. Okay, with that, Patrick, thanks for coming on to talk about Sebastian Bach and whether or not he's ever listened to any of his replacements.
He's the man. I love him still, you know.
Hey, and God damn it, Sebastian, I fucking worshipped you for a long time, and you can rebuild goodwill with people like me because I still bought your new solo CD. If he does watch this, he probably won't. I bought your new solo CD. I've supported everything that you've done. I have everything you've ever released. So even though we've had some rough moments, I'm still rooting for you to get back on the horse and come back out on top. I really am. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Hey, so with that, appreciate Patrick coming on. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, what the hell, ring the bell. And remember, have a hair metal mansion every Saturday from 6 to 8 Central Time on Rock 101 KLOL. You'll see Hair Metal Guru merch down in the comments. And whatever you can do to support the channel, I just appreciate you being here. Until the next video comes out, my name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. I have no fucking clue. I have no fucking clue why I started to laugh while I'm saying that. Hey, take care of yourselves.